We humans have always had this deep connection with birds. We see them as these little symbols of freedom, of joy. So today, we're going to talk about how we can give a little something back by turning our own yards into the sanctuaries they so desperately need. Okay, so let me start by asking you something. Do you remember your spark bird? It's this wonderful term that birders use. It's the one bird that first really caught your eye, the one that made you stop, look up, and actually see them for the first time. Maybe for you, it was the bright flash of a cardinal, or maybe it was something like this, the absolutely dazzling, determined flight of a hummingbird, just this tiny jewel kind of hanging there in midair. Whatever it was, that feeling of pure wonder, that's something so many of us share. In fact, get this, a staggering 45 million Americans see they regularly watch birds, and for most of them, it's happening right in their own backyards. We are a nation of backyard bird watchers. But here's the thing. While we're enjoying this amazing connection, there's a quiet crisis unfolding right under our noses. So, despite how much we love them, bird populations are facing some really, really tough challenges. They're trying to navigate a world that's become more and more dangerous for them. And honestly, a lot of it is happening just out of sight. Let's start with habitat. This number, it's pretty startling. America has lost over 60% of its native grasslands. And because of that, grassland birds have seen the steepest population drops of any bird group since 1970. But losing their homes is just one piece of a much bigger, more complicated puzzle. Beyond just losing entire ecosystems, their journeys are just filled with danger. See, most birds migrate at night, and they use the stars to navigate. But our cities, with all their bright lights, create this disorienting glow that pulls them way off course. And that often leads them straight into the single biggest man-made threat they face during migration: building. This image really gets to the heart of the problem. A bird doesn't see a window, it sees a perfect reflection of trees and sky. It looks like a clear flight path. And millions upon millions of birds die this way every single year. But, and this is a big but, the good news is that for this problem, the solutions are actually surprisingly simple. So the most important thing you can do is just make the glass visible. And there are a bunch of ways to do it. You can use anything from non-toxic tempera paint to draw some patterns, to special decals or tape, or even just simple outdoor screens. The key, no matter what you use, is to break up that reflection with patterns that are no more than 2 inches apart. All right, now for a more difficult topic, our pets. Free-roaming outdoor cats, well, they're instinctive hunters. Even a well-fed cat's presence near a nest can stress out the parent bird so much that they abandon it. And just look at the difference in life expectancy here. Keeping cats indoors isn't just safer for birds, it is drastically safer for the cats themselves. Okay, so we've talked about some serious challenges, but this is where the story completely turns around. This is where you get to be the hero. Because the single most effective thing you can do to help birds is right outside your door. Let's talk about how your garden can literally become a lifesaver. It really all boils down to these 3 simple ideas. Your garden can become an all-inclusive resort for birds by providing the right kinds of food they evolve to eat, creating safe shelter from predators and bad weather, and just ensuring their overall safety from the threats we just covered. And that brings us to a really game-changing idea: keystone plants. It's not just about planting any plant, it's about planting the right native plants. These are the ecological powerhouses that have evolved with local insects for thousands of years. They support the huge number of caterpillars that 96% of songbirds absolutely need to raise their babies. And you can really see that 2-part benefit right here. On the left, you've got American goldfinches on Annie's hyssop. That plant is an insect magnet, which is the perfect protein-packed food for nestlings. And on the right, you have inkberry, which provides these fatty, high-energy fruits that fuel the adult birds on their incredible migratory journeys. Speaking of food, if you've got hummingbird feeders, listen up. The recipe is super simple. 1 part plain white sugar to 4 parts water. That's it. But what's most important is what not to do. Never, ever add red dye. It's totally unnecessary and it can be harmful. And definitely don't use honey or raw sugars because they can ferment and make the birds really sick. Okay, next up, shelter. A flat open lawn. To a bird, that's basically a desert. But a garden with layers, tall trees, medium shrubs, and lower grasses, that creates a complex, safe world for them. That kind of structure, like the nest we see tucked so safely in this pine, gives them places to hide, to escape bad weather, and to raise a family. Now, it might feel like one small garden can't possibly make a difference, but that's where the real magic is. Every single bird-friendly yard becomes this vital link in a chain, a crucial little refueling station in a vast network that birds totally depend on. And this isn't just for people with big suburban yards. I mean, take a look at this. This is the mural garden in Baltimore, Maryland. This spot used to be a vacant lot, filled with nothing but rubble. But now, thanks to the community, it's a living, breathing habitat that supports birds and brings so much beauty to the neighborhood. It just goes to show you that we can invite nature back into any space. I really want to leave you with this powerful thought because it gets right to the heart of what this is all about. This isn't just about planting pretty flowers. It's about taking part in fixing our world. By creating bird-friendly gardens of our own, we can help stitch back our fractured landscape one garden at a time. The biggest takeaway here is that you, yes you, have the power to make a real, tangible difference. You can literally bring conservation home. So the only question left is, what will your garden grow?